Good morning, Watershed. We're so glad to have you here today with our online service. My name's Hannah, and this is Christina.
Hi.
And we'll be your host this morning. First, we just want to kind of jump into last week's service. Pastor Cody spoke, and we also had like a wonderful clip from a movie that...
The Warrior.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was just very powerful scene.
Yes. That scene, actually, I'm going to watch the movie with my son today. I asked him if he would watch, getting an 18-year-old to watch a movie is kind of hard, but he's going to watch it with me today. But the sermon really reminded me about brotherhood and sisterhood. And a lot of times we think we can't take that step of faith to be a sister or brother because, well, I'm not equipped, or not me, or somebody else would do it. But I think what we really need to see is God equips us all to be a brother, a sister to someone, and to love on people. And that's really what I took from the message.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh my gosh, fellowship and community is just so important in our walk with Jesus. And it's also one thing that really led me to Watershed was I moved around a lot for the last 5 years, and coming back to San Antonio and putting down roots. We church hopped a little bit trying to see what felt right and what you feel when you walk in here. And even the online service, I was on the Watershed online service for a few years while we traveled.
Oh, that's awesome.
And you can feel fellowship even through the online service.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that. So that's good to hear, right? Because I don't think I've ever received feedback from somebody of how this actually feels for somebody on the outside. So I love that. I love that feedback. That's great.
Absolutely.
Community is everything. Sometimes we go through very tough times, like I shared earlier, and without your church family or those that can give you wise counsel as a Christian woman or a Christian man, that community and wise counsel takes you so far because you don't feel alone. You feel supported. You feel loved, thought of, so many things.
Absolutely. That actually we'll be talking more about it during a hosting, but that's a big part of why we have growth groups.
Right,
Just having community and specific interests and specific things that we want to learn about. I know in the past we've done things about growing your relationship with Jesus, and also, like you said, feeling ill-equipped to be in brotherhood or sisterhood.
Right.
We've had one in the past that was about how to share the gospel and
how
to share the gospel.
Okay.
And also that also leads back to last service. He talked about how you can I'm going to word it wrong, but how God speaks through the unexpected. Again,
yes.
my
gosh, yes.
Yes, we might feel unequipped for brotherhood and sisterhood, but you just never know who you can speak the gospel into if you put yourself out there. Also, you might not know who could speak the gospel into you. You might I don't know if I can, again, be a brother or sister to someone, and I just don't feel equipped for it. And then you realize this is where God wanted me to be. Yeah,
definitely. You hit where you said the unexpected. Right now I'm going through a season in my life where God is really refining me in my patience. I'm looking for a big miracle, and because I don't see it rapidly, I'm like, gosh, God, please. But through this patience journey, I've met so many people. I've walked side by side with so many people. I never knew that these people would bless me in the way that they have. But God is just showing me all the little miracles until the big one comes. And it's been beautiful.
I completely understand. I don't obviously know your situation, but I would describe mine similarly, where I'm waiting for this big miracle, but God is definitely testing my patience.
Yes.
And also, like a fruit of the Spirit we don't talk about very often is forbearance, of going through, not only people confuse it for patience, but patience is we're waiting for something we want, but we're just living our lives waiting for it, while forbearance is we're going through something really hard, and what we're being impatient for is that relief. That miracle that's going to bring relief to your situation. So
was it Pastor David or was it Robbie that talked about the wall, or was it Luke? I can't remember who it was, but somebody had talked about the wall, and oftentimes we put this big old wall up, right? And that's our patience or the forbearance or whatever we're going through, and where God's like, hello, I'm right here on the other side. But our timeline looks so different than his.
Absolutely.
And we forget that often too.
And I think we can look back and realize that God's timing is just best.
Amen.
We just don't realize it in the moment. We're impatient. We like our own timeline, but God's is the best one. But we just want to ask you to push your coffee tables back and join us for worship. And we'll come back and see you soon.
Thank you.